You are drunk if you say that this is not OP. Look! Water Cookie even got nerfed. I mean, she's still gonna be annoying, right? But they should make her weaker in bruiser fights at least. Which is where I think she shouldn't shine that much. So it's probably a good nerf. It's a start. Remember for the Cassandras. But I'll just go over all of this. I guess Siege people are a bit upset about the Molly nerfs, right? Because this doesn't really affect RTA that much. It affects a little bit. But this is a big deal for Siege defense. Yeah, Molly is not as good on Siege defense. So I think if they like gave us a windy nerf as well at the same time, it would be fine, trade-off. I do think Molly like getting a nerf is probably fine. But should have focused it more on like RTA. But I mean it would have hurt Siege defense either way, no matter how they nerfed it. But this is more like Siege defense dependent. But I will say though, like this line below with Ongyuki, I think that's even worse than the Molly changes. Like Onimusha was doing really well this season, right? But I think it's gonna be really, really weak now. Yeah, 30% is huge, and like Ongyuki was already nerfed a few times. I think he's in like, maybe it's a little bit too soon to say, but I think he's kinda in the Jaeger territory now, over anything else. I think he's like Jaeger-ish. You can still pick him some games, but he's definitely kinda bad. Which is kinda sad. They could have decreased it to 15%, I think, if they were gonna touch him. Or they could have removed the 30%, but at least put the 30% in when he moves after getting CC'd. So he would still have the same damage as a CC counter. Because I don't think that was his issue, like being a CC counter. Yeah, the Nephthys nerf, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just trying to make it so you can't land your like skill 1 consistently. But this nerf actually impacts her skill 2 a bit as well. But it's only a 4% chance to miss silence per unit. So it's basically like one rest check to silence the entire team. Or like, if you to miss a single silence when using a skill 2 is 60%. So it's still gonna be almost as good. But it's gonna be some weird games where it misses. But I don't think this Nephthys nerf is nearly as like biggest Ongyuki nerf. No, silence activates every hit, I'm pretty sure. That's why you can't land with S1. And then SEO. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I'm guessing this makes it way easier for him to ignore defense. So maybe he can actually replace Daphnis. We'll see. The only issue is that this thing won't activate when you revive it with Chizuka, which is a big deal for like Daphnis units. Yes, this will probably go on YouTube, Pedro. That's the plan at least. And this is actually funny, the buff to the SEO skill 2. Because that was like the exact thing people were talking about, but it's, I don't know, this is a cool change. It might be too OP though. But I'm thinking that Swiftword with Water SEO strip is gonna be pretty insane of a team. So I might try that a bit as well. And I guess it's a fairly big deal for the others as well, because it's a pretty good skill now. But yeah, SEO Dark didn't really make sense, because you were almost always building him full crit anyways. But I guess this helps you a bit if you have glancing or something. But they still didn't fix his bugs, I don't think. Unless they like say that they fixed it later. Where it actually counters the counters. Okay, I guess they buffed the pushback as well. So that's not bad. And they also buffed the single target Hanwoo. I don't know how much that changes the buff, because they didn't really like buff the damage. I don't know if the damage is high or not. But I'm pretty sure it's just single target Hanwoo, so he has the same same issues. But this guy, Fire Bayek. Okay, so for everyone who didn't hear me, like when I read this, I got so excited that I threw 13 devils into my fire Bayek. So I lost 13 devils because I got so hyped for this thing as soon as I read this. So that's how good like fire Bayek is gonna be now. I think fire Bayek is gonna be really, really good now. It's super tanky. It's like it's kind of like a single target-ish, Carnal-ish unit. I think it's gonna be really good, especially since all of it didn't get touched. You get a really good fire unit. For those who have it. The Waterlight. I don't think this. I mean, I guess this matters a little bit because he attacks 3 times, right? So it goes from 60 to 75 on the pushback. But I guess those are the 2 like least interesting ones. The Waterlight. And then Wind Bayek, that didn't really touch its usability at all. I don't think that buff was that huge. But again, it's hard to judge some of these as well, since you haven't really seen them in action yet, much. And Bayek Dark is even more of like a budget sealer now, because he removes the beneficial effect after stunning. Like, at least make it before. But maybe that's rude to Celia, if you make it before. But that's weird. Because, like, why give him the strip in the first place, then? It is better than nothing, but it's still kind of weird. That's a bit typo. I don't know, actually, if it's a typo or not. Because thing is, they might want to make it too similar to Celia. It's weird, but I feel like they could have just given it before the sun anyways, and then just given something extra to Celia. Because it's not like Celia's performing crazy right now. They could have done that instead. Yeah, the Cassandra's S2. I had like a full damage fire one that had like 27k. So I guess it just hits 30k now. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a decent amount at least. We'll see if I try some more Fire Cassandra. Yeah, Water Aver as well. My other AC unit that I deviled. But this one I deviled like consciously. Because I just wanted to use it day 1. But we're gonna have to see if like this passes change makes it so you can run crit damage now. And it did buff the S2 as well, right? So you have some more turn 1 play as well. By strip pushbacking. So it's even more like Bella right now. Because this was already kind of similar to Bella for my usage. So I guess it's gonna be like a Miles-ish, Bella-ish unit for people who have it. And especially if you can go crit damage while still being tanky. It could be kind of nice. Yeah, they also buffed the other skill, right? For the Lie one. Absorb. But yeah, look. Okay. So, the Dark Totemist. The Dark Totemist is crazy now, okay? Because this is her 4th skill. Where is she again? Yeah, here she is. Provokes for 2 turns. Okay, I need to go look at the skill quick. So I don't say anything stupid, because I think she's gonna be great. I think she'll be super OP, actually. Where's she at? Totemist. Alright, so it is the skill 4. So the thing is, this is a full strip into a 2-turn provoke on everything. Dude, Marvin, you are drunk if you say that this is not OP. 50% chance? It's still good. Because you get this, like, as soon as you land on, like, 1 unit, you get everyone. You have 100% chance to strip. Into 50% chance provoke. And then you also have the strip provoke on this, for, like, first turn usage. So you just go triple revenge on this, and you heal. So you're basically going to be like a Gurkish unit. She's going to be really good. That's like probably my hardest take for the patch. And it's probably going to take a while to see it. But I think she's going to be top tier, for sure. She's like the biggest winner of the patch. Because thing is, you're gonna land like 2 usually, and that's enough for you to get your skill 4 back. And you're also like super durable, and you have 2 skills that's AoE strip as well. Alright, Howl secondary awaken. Okay, so they gave her the thing that they were supposed to give it to Doomman instead. But that's fine. I guess... Maybe we'll see it in the RTA, I don't know. No, we won't. Definitely won't. Thing is, I'm a little bit concerned about the Fire Cookie. Because I kind of liked having the attack bar increasing effect. But they changed it. It's probably going to be more useful now because it was played more with turn 2 anyways. Since it was a very defensive unit. So she's probably going to be good. Like, she's probably going to be what makes it so... Sure, they nerf Molly. But Molly combined with this should still be decent at least. I think they will keep the heal increase for this. I'm pretty sure they will. Wind Cookie just got buffed on 2 fronts, right? So it's basically just the same but better. Maybe you can do some weird shield comp with it. Maybe some Alexandra Wind Cookie could actually work. I could see it. And the Oblivion for the Water and Dark one is going to be 2-turn CD now. So you can have it every other turn. Which is kind of nice. So we might see some more Water Cookie if it returns to like... If it becomes more Bruiserish. Because I feel like it was really Bruiserish in the beginning of the last season. But then it kind of became turn 1 again. So we're going to have to see if it becomes more Bruiserish or turn 1 again. She might be really good in that case. But yeah, this is... Okay, so this is like the biggest change though for the meta. The fact that they give Vanessa a strip. Because now we can do way better drafts when you draft Vanessa. Because now you actually get a strip, like an offensive use from her. Because before she was only like defensive. So I think she has a good matchup into Oliver now. So if you first pick Oliver and the enemy picks Vanessa and speed stop, I think the Oliver is actually like losing the draft usually. It is strip into defense break, Marvin. I mean, I can't guarantee it. But looking at the way they worded the dark Bayek, right? I think it almost has to be strip into defense break. And even if it's not, it's still like somewhat useful. But I'm pretty sure it's strip into defense break, and it's really good. And Camilla buff is actually huge as well. Because Camilla already got buffed to like heal the team as well. So I think it's actually like a budget Acroma now. But also better for some cases. Since you actually heal as well. So I'm probably going to play some Camilla as well. Camilla is like one of the big turn 2 units that came from this patch. I think she... They did buff Chow as well, right? Nerfed his recovery, but increases his cleansing. I don't think that's like that good for Chow. It's probably slightly net positive. But it was kind of weird that they had to nerf his recovery. I don't know why they have to like nerf stuff like Chow. When they like buff stuff way harder, which are already better than Chow. Like Ethna last patch, for example. Akroma's change doesn't affect that much. I'm pretty sure this just happened because they wanted to buff all the seals. So like, Akroma just got a random glance end runner. Which I guess is not bad. But it's not really what you're hoping for. But one thing that's good with this is though, because usually you don't have that much accuracy on Akroma. And this way you get like at least 2 checks to try and like affect the unit. So you can either silence or glance. Which is not horrible. So you have like 2 chances now to affect it. So it's more consistent. And Jaeger kind of got the same thing, right? He got glancing on the revenge hit. Which sounds not that useful. But I think next patch, when they give him 50% revenge rate, Jaeger's actually going to be good. I think this is not super useful now that he's at 30. But once he gets 50% revenge rate, which is probably what's coming next, we'll see if that ever happens. This is actually going to be useful. Because then you're going to consistently glance the opponent. I could see it. But like this just makes it so there's more avenues for like the turn 2 team to actually get going with the glancing. If you like nullify a big skill. And also, okay, this unit's also big. I don't think it's as big as Maya with Laura. But they're basically trying to make Laura into, like defense Nikki, right? Defense Nikki. But it strips as well. It's probably not going to deal as much damage as Nikki, of course. But since it gives your team like more survivability and strips, I think it's going to be pretty good. Yes, you could do Laura Verid, you could do Laura Fengyan. You can even do Laura Fire Panda that's coming down below as well. Because I think Fire Panda is actually going to be good too. I kind of want a Laura now and see how it does. But this is hard to say though before you see the multiplier. If it's going to be good or not. But it's pretty big, because now she actually increases the defense before she hits as well, which she didn't before. So now the defense additionals are actually going to matter. So it's basically just defense Nikki. Yeah, defense Nikki on 120 base speed with strip. I think she'll be good. Especially in like a more bruiserish fight. Because then defense buff gains a lot of value. Yeah, Fire Monkey. Fire Monkey changes a little bit. But usually when you pick Fire Monkey, you're supposed to get AoE'd anyways. But I guess it still activates a bit faster now. Since you get it every turn. So I guess it's just good. And it did have a somewhat hard time to get going. We'll see. I'll probably try some Fire Monkey as well. Yeah, the Fire Panda. I might actually fuse my first Fire Panda now after this. Because Fire Panda got the AoE cleanse, right? A few patches ago. Which was already pretty good. And if this does good damage now, it might be something. We could do like double pandas with Feng Shangfei. I could see it. I kind of want to try it. That Cannon Girl Wind, I saw this, but I didn't read it. Okay, so they... Wait. This might be good. Actually. I mean, it is an Oblivion. And she does have Strip as well on her S2. I don't know how this is going to work though, because it says attacks once into twice. I guess it's going to be the same damage. Wait, but it's attacks all enemies. So maybe you just get like extra damage as well on this thing. That's kind of nice. That could be good. I don't have this unit anymore though, but we'll see. Maybe she'll come back. I don't think she'll see super much use, but it's something at least. It is something. Okay, these cookies I didn't look at all right now. More decrease. But that's single target decrease, right? Oh, maybe water cookies interesting then. But I'll have to look at these more. Maybe I'll do some... maybe I'll test these a bit. One of the cookies. Oh, 2 turns though. Oh, light. So wait, so light cookie has like perma 2-turn AoE silence, I guess. Basically. But that's still gonna be hard to use. Oh yeah, and samurais as well. All I know when I see samurais is that light one has 120 base speed. So that might be able to do something weird, like some weird cleave. With light samurai and Leah. But that's probably going to be for like 4-star stuff. But these could be really cool units for 4-star. I guess the wind one is like a 4-star Ethna. Steals, nukes. Not bad, but yeah. Here it is. Light Aver changes. I mean, this is pretty good for her because she's supposed to be tankier. Don't think it's too bad. Bad Valkyria. So Trinity gains 100 attack. Or 99 attack. And she loses 600 HP, 50 defense. So that's basically like... You gain 15% on your multipliers. So it's basically like them saying, added 15% damage on her skills here. And the reason why this is not as big on Trinity is because the first part of her skill 3 doesn't care about multipliers or anything, since it's just raw HP. So you basically lost some tankiness to get 15% on each multiplier. Which is, I guess, is fine for the people who cleave with it and stuff. I don't think it changes much for most Trinity owners. But it is something, I guess. But I would still much rather use Samaf or Shimite for similar spots. Usually. But at least Vanessa, the other Valkyrie 33 lead, is looking really strong. Yeah, this is gonna be a big deal. Like, some people probably saw me use Sonya already. And the big thing is, because res was basically useless on her, because you could never fit in 100 res on your Sonya. And this way, the speed actually buffs your damage because of your passive. It buffs your survivability because of your passive, because of the glancing part of it. It also buffs your like your actual turn order, so you can contest a lot more units because you're on 119 base speed, so same as Etna. So I think Sonya is gonna be like really, really strong as well. Sonya is probably gonna be like one of the best single target nukers. It's a more greedy Etna, kinda. Same base speed, kinda snipers just like Etna, but it's pretty high risk, high reward because you can't always know if you're gonna ignore defense or not because of the nature of the S2. You can kinda know, but you never really know if you can or not. But it's pretty cool. Fire 1 doesn't really have the same issue because it defense breaks for itself, and you're probably using that turn 1 anyways. And she also got rid of the resistance, right? So you can way easier build her now. Because she kinda has to be on crit damage compared to win 1. Because she doesn't gain the free extra damage. I did look at the assassins as well. I don't think they're that notable, but the dark one is pretty cool. Because that's a like very offensive speed lead. We'll see if I use that one at all. She could be fun. Yeah, as we see here, there was no fix for the dark SEO's passive. So I'm guessing the units will still be able to revenge on this thing. I think it still worked against Manon, but there was a lot of units where the revenge counter thing didn't work. Like I feel like it should. Now we'll probably rate the patch maybe like 7 out of 10. It's pretty good compared to what we've gotten the last few times. But I guess we'll see. We'll have to see where everything lands, because if Vanessa ends up being really good, then the lack of Oliver change here doesn't matter as much. Because Vanessa is gonna like hold him down a bit. But we'll have to see how it ends up. What do you think about Fire Cookie? We'll see. Like Freya got the same thing as Fire Cookie, right? But I think it was like half as effective. Thing is, I feel like without so Jackson is very similar to this as well, right? The Fire Cookie. But the reason Jackson feels a lot harder to fight is because you boost the team at the same time. Like your pushback is still gonna be pushback when you have this unit. It's not like the enemy's gonna cut in. And she doesn't do that much by herself anyway. She's just like a... She sits there and heals without providing any debuffs at all. I could see it though, like if the enemy goes like full send CC pushback, and you have a very tanky team, it could work. But we'll have to see how that one goes. But I can see it being good, but it's probably going to be a bit more situational than you think. But I can see it being like a good last pick if you like checkmate the opponent in draft. But yeah, at least a lot of good toys in here. You still there's enough for a few of these? Damn, that's tough. Because I think Sony is like one of the bigger winners. Because she was already pretty good.